Good afternoon. Today we're going to be talking about teamwork makes the dream work. This presentation is brought to you by Brigman, Thomas Collins, Cecilia Contreras, William Dent, Amanda Valle, and Amy Dowling. Before we dive into the topic of using your job as a platform, we would like to share with you this video of Kid President discussing teamwork.
What will you create will make the world awesome? Nothing if you keep sitting there. That's why I'm talking to you today. This is your time. This is my time. It's our time. We can make every day better for each other. If we're all on the same team, let's start acting like it. We got work to do. We can cry about it or we can dance about it. We were made to be awesome. Let's get out there. I don't know everything. I'm just a kid. But I do know this. Everybody's doing to give the world a reason to dance. So get to it.
While reading the linchpin excerpt, I found a statement that said, "Every interaction you have with a coworker or customer is an opportunity to practice the art of interaction." So this basically means that not only at home, but also on the job, every time that you interact with anybody, you have the ability to make or break their day. So why not use every opportunity to help somebody's day go better? If every member of a team were to do this, teamwork would go so smoothly. How to attain a linchpin status. Being a linchpin means being indispensable at work or something you do. Being the ideal person or employee in an industrial system who can follow the rules, meet expectations, and can be very productive. Your value is something you can't see in yourself, but what others can see in you. Linchpins invent, lead, and connect with others to make things happen and keep things organized. They stand out from others, not only because they enjoy and love their work, but also because they put forth everything into it. In the article, Linchpins and Leverage, it explains how the value of a person can go a long way when you know what you're doing and you do it better. As Seth Godin states in the readings, if you are to do the work, think hard about how you can take a small task and transform it into an amazing accomplishment. A linchpin is a human being who is doing original, brave work. A person who we would have trouble living without. This person doesn't follow the map, but makes the map. In the linchpin excerpt, the two sections titled, "Depth of Knowledge Alone is Not Enough" and "The Best Reason to Be an Expert in Your Field" go hand in hand. One of the first points under the depth of knowledge section is that with the availability of the information on the internet, anyone on the team has the ability to reference the knowledge necessary to perform a task. The important aspect about having the knowledge is knowing how to apply it and how to explain to others how to apply it. This section does list 3 situations where having a great depth of knowledge is significant enough to create a linchpin. The first area is when the knowledge is needed immediately and outsourcing is too costly, risky, or time-consuming. The second one, when the knowledge is constantly needed and an employee is cheaper than a constant outsourcing. And the third one, when the knowledge is used for decision-making and the credibility of the company depends on having the knowledgeable employees on hand. Leader versus expert. Unless it falls under one of 3 topics noted in the previous slide, depth of knowledge is not enough for you to be a linchpin for your team or your company. Some aspects that challenge this area are that bringing in an outside expert can negatively impact team dynamics, impeding their ability to work quickly and efficiently. This was further shown in the reading when GM brought in a subject expert that was not a team player, causing the company to fail. On the other hand, Ford brought in a leader that, although was not a knowledge expert, was a great team builder and leader. And under his guidance, Ford was able to prosper and recover. Becoming an expert. Taking knowledge to the next level and becoming an expert in your field means having the depth of knowledge on a higher level. At the expert level, you are no longer just knowing how to do things, but why they are done. This allows an expert to more consistently and accurately tailor the way the team does things for the better. From what I have read, and seen, being a true expert in your field can make you a linchpin. If you are also a great team player, you will almost always be a linchpin. Leadership versus management. Leadership is the art of motivating and encouraging a group of people to act towards achieving a common goal. In the context of business, it can mean directing workers and colleagues with a strategy to meet the company's needs. Management includes combining the interpersonal skills of leadership with additional administrative aspects such as planning, organizing, and controlling. Good leaders must also manage. Good managers must also lead. Simply put, management is the head of the operation, but leadership is the heart. A successful organization needs both a strong leader and manager to get their team on board to follow them towards their vision of success. Management is doing things right. Leadership is doing the right things. That quote was by Peter Drucker. Effective teamwork is essential to the success of any business. An essential ingredient to effective teamwork is the presence of strong leadership and management. No matter how hard a group of people try to work together and create an effective team, without the right leaders and managers, the team will inevitably fail. Principles and practices of ethical and moral leadership. No matter how well a team is able to work together, there will always be a member of that team who will need to rise to a leadership position. Things go wrong, and depending on how the leader chooses to handle the situation, it can be the difference on having a successful project or not. Decisions are usually based on the ethics of the individual, and with enough attention being paid to what leaders of all levels should do, there are several principles of ethics and moral leadership that will have emerged. Ethics is the study of moral obligations, or of separating right from wrong. Ethics can also be a plural noun, meaning the accepted guidelines of behavior for groups or institutions. Morals is defined as an individual's definition of what is right and wrong, which has a direct influence on that person's values. Both ethics and values go hand in hand with each other because ethics becomes the vehicle for converting values into action. If a leader has a strong foundation in ethics, it can allow for a team to work as a single force and can handle any challenges that may come their way. It was Edwin H. Locke, a goal theorist, that says ethics is at the center of leadership because the goal of a rational leader is to merge the interests of all parties so that everyone benefits and the organization prospers. Understanding teamwork. A difficulty in understanding teams is that the words team and teamwork are often overused and applied loosely. For some people, the word team is simply another term for group. As used here, a team is a work group that must rely on collaboration if each member is to experience the optimum success and achievement. Teamwork is done with an understanding and commitment to group goals on the part of all team members. The leader's role in the team-based organization. Team-based organizations need leaders who are knowledgeable in the team process and can help in the interpersonal demands of teams. Oftentimes, the leader is the implementer who works with several teams at one time. The leader helps the team stay focused when work style differences and/or varying personalities cause difficulties. The guidance of an effective leader is particularly essential early on in the formation of a group to help the group realize its full potential.